So here's my question about Mighty Impel, because it's not clear. And as a storyteller, I'm like, how am I going to adjudicate this? First off, does the creature just automatically lands on their feet? Even if it's an ally, no dex check or acrobatics check to land on their feet. They only land prone, according to Mighty Impel, if they don't land on a solid surface that they can stand on. So I pick up the goblin and I throw him 30 feet and he lands on his feet and he's ready to just run charging back at me. He doesn't land prone?
Nope.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And
That's
even if it
exactly,
is an
that's exactly
ally,
correct.
if I pick up Artle the elephant and I huck him 30 feet, he's not a cat unless it's a tabaxi. I think there should be some kind of a dex or acrobatics check to land on your feet and still be able to act, unless there's significant training involved. Like I once designed an NPC ogre that threw goblins, but they trained as a circus act before they became bandits.
The Flying Karamazov brothers. Yeah.
It was fun.
So,
it was so much fun. And yes, he's like, and the goblins like, ah! But anyway.
Yep.
So,
and then, go ahead, because I got more.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the idea here is they wanted to give people the opportunity to do the Colossus Wolverine Speedball special. And they didn't want to overcomplicate that with additional roles.
I totally get that that's what they're saying, but somewhere is going to question it at your table and put you in a bad spot.
I almost wonder if that's a response. So either it is just intentionally light in the UA and they're like, we'll figure that out later kind of thing. We're just going to give them like...
They want to see what feedback they get to help them shape the mechanic. It's possible.
Exactly, right.
They might have a couple ideas, but they decided to see what feedback was before, because they prescribed one, they might get a down or an up where they might not necessarily get the answers that they wanted for the thing. So right now they're questioning the thing, and then the finish on the thing they'll add later based on feedback.
Here's the next part of Mighty Impel. This ability is nuts. I love it, but it needs work. It's a bonus action.
Yeah.
So that means that as a barbarian, I could go nuts with my greatsword and cut a dude in half, then pick up his neighbor as my bonus action. I might do 2 attacks, right? Crazy damage, cut that dude clean in half, grab another guy with one hand and throw him off a cliff. There's no limitation. Right. And then no roll to hit or contested roll for the athletics to grab. It's just contested strength versus getting thrown. It's a strength save.
An unwilling creature must succeed in a strength throw. Yeah.
A strength saving throw. So the other creature gets a saving, but it's not a contested. It's not a contested roll. You automatically succeed in the grab unless they're strong enough to resist you.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I think that's consistent with how they do a lot of grab mechanics. It's pretty consistent with how they do trip mechanics, push mechanics, things like that.
Directly opposed to the way they route the grapple rules for getting a hold of somebody when you're not swinging a sword at them.
I agree. It's opposed to the grapple, but that's because grapple has a couple different things going on with it. Grapple also creates restraint. This doesn't say that. So I think because they're leaving that out of, I think it's a pretty clean mechanic that works pretty smoothly at the table. It's not 2 sets of rolls to do one thing. I think whenever you have that issue, it can be a bit challenging. So I like this for that reason. One mechanic, it's strength, it's opposed. So you're going to have a hard time chucking strong dudes as opposed to weak, and a strength save, but a save is opposed in one regard, in that you the difficulty gets harder the higher level you get. So I think while it is not an opposed check, quote unquote, it is still something that requires opposition.
I hear what you're saying, and we may have to agree to disagree in the end, but it's too much. I get that they're trying to streamline it. I get that they're trying to make it one mechanic.
Yeah. It's also too much as a bonus action.
It's too many things, especially as a bonus action. It has to be an action. Period.
It has to be a full action.
Be able to pick a dude up and check him. If you want to add a damage mechanic onto it and make them prone at the end of it if they're an enemy, I'm cool with that. But it's got to be but I'm just having trouble with the strength save. I get that you're saying that it goes up with your bonus and your modifier, but it gives you no opportunity to fumble. It gives you no opportunity to reach for Artle the elephant and miss. It's your strength is this. You are going to grab him. If he's strong enough to resist, the strength save.
Yeah.
Great. If he's not, he's screwed.
You
have no opportunity for failure. It's if they're strong enough to resist you.
Yeah, even worse than that. It not only you try to grab the elephant, it gives me no chance to miss. It also gives me no chance to miss the tabaxi swashbuckler who is running at 120 feet around. It gives me no opportunity to miss them either. All I have to do is succeed in a strength save against a creature who is not strength based.
Right. They're speed based, and that's got to come in for their ability to dodge, like in the acrobatics skill for grappling.
Or
it's cutting out too much.
Or mobility or a couple other things. But I guess my thought is this. If I'm fighting a giant, especially one that's huge size, I'm not trying to get up under it.
You are if you're a Tabaxi rogue and you need to cut his hamstring.
Yeah, we were just talking about swashbucklers whose their entire build is based on their ability to run up to you, slice you, and then GTFO so that you can't hit them.